Hi, welcome to Reel Talk, your one-stop shop for all things movie. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Justin. Today we'll be discussing Hunger Games Mockingjay Part II, a dystopian action flick by director Francis Lawrence.
Nothing good is safe while Snow's alive. And I can't make another speech about it.
I liked it. I don't know. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like it was okay to watch, but it wasn't really that memorable.
No, but I remember the book not being that memorable either. And it actually the movie made more sense to me than I remember the book making. I kind of was confused when I read the book, and it was it was very slow moving. It took me a while to get through it. But the movie was more exciting than I expected because I remember the book being kind of boring. But
yeah, definitely. I think the visual elements helped. They had a
lot
of strong visuals that captured the mood and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. The love triangle stuff kind of was stupid and not even much of a love triangle. It was she just kissed that guy once and then kissed the other guy once. It was kind of just
they should have just cut it out because
I know
at that point it was just unnecessary.
Yeah,
arguing.
I didn't even feel they were overplaying it or anything or trying to still make it an aspect. They were I guess we still have to keep this in almost because it was just she kissed Gail at one point and then kissed Pete at another point, but that was kind of it. It was mostly, and I kind of liked that it was mostly based off of just Katniss and just the revolution and how she was trying to get rid of Snow, and I thought that was it was more the focus of the film, which I thought was good, but it was almost they could have cut the love triangle out completely.
I think they were trying to show how love didn't matter per se, because there was so much else going on.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Everyone was dying. Or,
yeah, there was much more important things, and I think that's almost maybe the author when she was writing thought it would be a really big part of the books, and then she realized it was going down a different path almost.
Yeah,
it was just more important things.
Also, the first movie, you have to think of the audience. You're appealing to teenagers.
Yeah.
So, you need that sort of, romance story.
Oh, definitely.
Between the dreamy guy and, the angsty girl.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
the best friend and the mysterious guy.
Yeah. They did a really good job of, setting up all the characters before they died, though.
Yeah.
Right before they died, there would be, a really intimate moment between,
yeah.
Those two sisters who, died in the building or whatever.
Yeah, and then they basically, they sacrificed themselves to save Katniss and the rest of them, basically, because they probably knew what they were doing. They were gonna fire, so they thought they were in there. And just the fact that the sister stayed with her sister when she was injured in that building, because she knew she wasn't gonna be able to go on.
It was really it was really relatable, the sibling love, you do anything to help protect your sibling, even die for them.
And just how passionate all those people were about killing Snow and about getting rid of the Capitol. They were willing, all of them were willing to give up their lives, which was insane.
Yeah, it helped show the gravity of the situation.
And it's I think it reflects on just there are people who go into the armed services and they are willing to give up their lives to protect our country, to protect other people. It just it says a lot.
Yeah, it was true to life. You could actually see that happen. You could see how all the characters felt really dissatisfied with their lives.
Yeah.
How everything was kind of slowly disintegrating before them. Yeah, the lighting in that movie was so cool.
It was cool.
I remember the scene after when the rebels were escaping the nut.
Yeah.
The mountain fortress.
Yeah.
They came in on the train and Katniss was standing in the background and there were just spotlights all over her and you could really tell.
Oh, that was cool.
She was the symbol of the Mockingjay and the leader of the revolution.
This might just be me personally, but sometimes the camera work, I know they obviously chose to do it, but they have just very sometimes they chose to do shaky camera work, and for me personally that's distracting and kind of it hurts my eyes, so I never like that, but they switched between obviously just a real sturdy camera that with just very smooth shots to some that were the shaky camera work, and I remember they did that in the first movie a lot because it was a lot of running through the trees and they wanted it that, but and some moments I noticed they did that too, but I didn't really like it. I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah. like sometimes they overdid it.
It was like a scene between like Katniss and Gale, and they used like a shaky camera, and I was like, this is like nothing's moving. Like they didn't need to do that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I thought just like the smoother shots are less distracting.
The mise en scene was like beautiful. Everything was set up so nicely and like so exact.
Yeah.
Like you could really see like all like the war zones, like how they were destroyed and
Yeah.
stuff. Like every detail was like put together.
Yeah, the sets almost looked a little fake to me though. Like I don't know why, and I think like partially because the Capitol's so like dramatic and so like they're all about just like money and just like overspending, so it was supposed to be kind of that way, but they did kind of look fake in some scenes. I was like, this doesn't look realistic. And like the costumes really bothered me because I know they like, I think they wanted to have things from like different time periods because it is like a dystopian story, and it's like they have things like that are really old and they have the new things, but like there was just some costumes that I felt like they almost mixed them too much. Like it was like very like random. Like a lot of the people were in like very plain like military like clothes because I guess they were like working in the army, but then like some people had like really weird, like it was like I saw some people in like flannel shirts, and then like it was like a weird mix. Yeah, it was like a weird mix.
Like one specific style throughout.
Yeah, almost like if they chose one old time period to have kind of, and then one like and all the newer stuff, like it would have made more sense. But I felt like they were choosing stuff that like some of the people were wearing stuff that I feel like we would wear today, and then some people were wearing like really old looking stuff, and I was like, this doesn't, it just doesn't add up. Like, and I saw some people in like head scarves, and I was like, it was like those like bandana head scarves, and I was like, no one's like wearing that. Like it was like weird costuming choices. And there was that one woman who I think she was like the leader of District 8, and she wore like this poncho, like she looked like she was wrapped in a croissant. Like,
oh my
it
God,
didn't look good. Like, and she wore them like all throughout the movie, and I didn't like it at all. And then I thought it was weird when Effie and Haymitch kissed. That was not in the book.
When did they kiss? I don't remember.
They kissed, like, after they were saying goodbye, like, Katniss said goodbye to Effie, and then Haymitch and Effie kissed before they left.
Ew,
it was so weird.
Oh,
and, like,
no.
so, I thought it was so random, but, like, and unnecessary.
That definitely wasn't in the book.
No, it wasn't, and it was so weird.
I don't know. All I remember from Haymitch is, like, the first, like, movie, or first movie when he, like, his feet are like all out and like he grabs something with them. I don't remember what he grabbed. But, like, I think like threw a knife with them.
Yeah, I know what
like,
you're talking about.
All I can remember from his character is just his feet, and like that's all I associated with.
No, I liked him, and I liked like that he definitely like developed a really close bond with Katniss throughout the 4 films. So I thought that
he was like
good.
An asshole in like all the first films, and then like he slowly started getting nice.
Yeah.
So it made me really happy.
I think also like I noticed that they kind of used like letters throughout the book to get like backstory in, like almost like when like Haymitch reads Plutarch Heavensby's letter to her, and I think that might have been because Philip Seymour Hoffman died. I think that might have been like a scene they didn't get to film with him, but also like they read a letter from Annie to talk about like what happened to Gale and what happened to Katniss's mom, and it was almost like that was kind of like an easy way out.
Yeah,
kind of like, oh, like we got a letter and here's what happened. Like it was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, but I feel like I would have gotten bored if like they had all those like cuts to different like people like showing their stories and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I couldn't think of another way to do it, but I feel like those people, like the people who were making the movie, might have like could have come up with a more creative way than just like a letter to like tell what happens. But
did you actually like it, or like what was your opinion on it overall?
I think overall it was sad. I think I definitely have like strong feelings about it just because it was like the end of kind of like an era. Like it was like it was a long time coming, and the first movie came out so long ago.
Yeah.
So and the books came out so long ago. So it was like definitely the end of like a huge part of like my life personally, because I loved the Hunger Games and I loved the books, and then like when the movies came out it was such a big deal. So it's like it's definitely sad, and I think like I like the movie for that reason. But like overall, I think we definitely like there were some flaws to it. Like they could have done things differently, and like there were some things that like the costuming I really hated, and like I don't know, but like I think the actors did a really good job, and I think the story was well told. Like I think the movie, like seeing it, gave me a better understanding of the story overall and like the messages. So I did like it, and I would recommend it to someone else if they like the movies, but like and if they like the movies and if they like the books, because I think if you just went into it without reading anything and seeing anything, you wouldn't really get it. But if you've seen the movies or if you've read the books, I think people would like it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like it was definitely like an interesting concept. Like there were a lot of good messages. Like it really made you like think, and like it was captivating while you were watching it. I just like feel like I wouldn't watch it, like I wouldn't be eager to watch it again just because like I know everything that happens, and like everything that happens is so straightforward that
I agree.
get like everything at once and you don't really feel the desire.
And it's also like a really dark movie. Like it's not really the type of movie I want to like watch again because it's like it's kind of depressing. Like but I think that the book was depressing. I think the story was depressing by the end of it, and I think they portrayed that well.
I think they made it more like even more adult, like centered toward adults than they did for the books. Like in the books, like it was a lot more kind of tonally like really depressing, and like they kept showing everyone like dying, and they had like a lot more emotions involved in the movies than they did in the books.
Yeah. What did you think of the epilogue? Just like the epilogue of the book to like the epilogue in the movie.
Oh, the epilogue was.
I didn't like it at all.
It didn't give you like a satisfying ending.
No, at all. Which I'm like, I think they purposely did because it's like after war. I think they're changed forever. Like I think they can never like forget about what happened and just like the horrors that happened and the people who died. Like I don't think they'll ever really move on from that. But I think like Peeta and Katniss help each other in some ways and they kind of like cope together. But I don't know. I didn't like how it was like. I almost didn't like the fact that like Katniss was sitting over here with their one baby and then Peeta was like all the way over in the fields with the other kid and like they didn't even like they basically just looked at each other in that scene.
I know, they didn't even like show.
It's not really clear like what even like I know that I get that like they had kids together, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's a very like.
It didn't make you feel anything.
No,
like,
it's like it was very unromantic, and I think that was purposeful. But at the same time, like as a viewer, I was kind of like they could have kissed or something. Like they only kissed once in the entire movie, and that was when she was like he freaks out and she's like stay with me, which I thought was the wrong moment for them to kiss in my opinion. Like it was so unnecessary. Like stop kissing in front of everyone. Like that's weird. But like they could have kissed at the end because they have a family and have kids together, or kiss when he's like do you love me, real or not real, and she says real. Like there was so many other moments for them to have a special moment together, but like they did it at the worst time. And then the epilogue was so just like it was kind of
she was talking
very
to a
bittersweet.
baby.
Yeah, it was very bittersweet.
It wasn't like she was actually like having a conversation with anyone. She was just like I make a list of all the good things people have done for me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but like that's not interesting.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
They could have
was kind
changed
of
it from the book.
Unclimactic. It was just like whatever.
It was just there.
Yeah.